It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're wrapping up the NBA regular season in style here on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, they're still right there in the thick of the race for the conference's top playoff seed at just 4 games out of first place. You talk about explosive players in the NBA, and few are as explosive as the man we'll see tonight, Jabari Parker. He can power his way through a defense and embarrass you at the rim.
What do you think, Shaq?
Well, he has great stride, length going at the rim. Allows him to cover ground. He's strong enough to shrug off any contact. Looks really, really good out there. I'm glad he's healthy.
Are you paying attention?
I thought you was going to Kenny first because you was looking at him.
No, I was going to you first. I was kind of looking you off, but I thought you would.
He couldn't catch the no-look pass.
No, I would have hit you right square in the nose if that had been a basketball. Anyway, we're talking about Jabari Parker, weren't we?
Yeah, nothing could slow this guy down. I mean, I love the fact that he's healthy, the fact that he can get to the rim. The reason he can, because he can shoot that jump shot. So you got to play up close. He goes by you and finishes at the rim.
Look out.
No-look pass.
Look out.
Hit him in the head again.
Kevin Harlan, we're ready for the tip.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
2K Sports checks in with their loyal viewers with the broadcast from Boston, the home of the Celtics. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we have a surprise guest, folks. Here he is, the 4-time All-NBA first-teamer, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, which is probably most happy about, most proud of, Kevin Garnett. Thanks so much for joining us for the game.
Man, thank you for having me, man. Shout out to 2K. You know what it is, 2K? Right. OBF all day, yeah.
You can't play 2K while we're doing 2K.
No, we can't. We can't play it right now, but I'm waiting. Shout to Shaq on this cover. Shout to my dog Shaq. That's dope. That's what's up. Gas Shaq is on there. Right. Love that. That's what's up. These deserves it, man. That's what's up.
Boston playing for the home crowd again tonight. They are 4 games off the lead, definitely in the playoff picture.
Yeah, and they've been playing a lot of basketball here of late, Kevin. This is their 3rd game in 4 days, and the league didn't make it easy for them when they set up the schedule like this.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo came to the NBA as an unheralded 19-year-old from Greece. But he's been a quick study at the NBA level. One reason? He actually takes notes. He said, we all make mistakes and your mind can't remember them all. I write what I did wrong and what worked. I'm going to keep it going. Someday, I'll have a collection. That dedication, Kevin, the sky is the limit for the Greek freak.
Boy, that's fascinating stuff, DA. Thank you so much. What better way to learn from your mistakes? And KG, when you were bringing those greats together like you had in Boston, the intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together, everything was aligned.
But you got to go through something to be able to appreciate something. And I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something and have something feel left out. We all was achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, we was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite for that, Kev. And I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%.
What a time. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got Chris Middleton. Tony Snell is out there at Bledsoe. Then it's John Henson, and it's Antetokounmpo in at the four-man position. He misses the free throw.
Antetokounmpo, just incredibly talented, a long, lanky, athletic powerhouse of a player.
And the second free throw, good. On defense, Milwaukee. Kevin, what a lot of fans don't get to see is all the work players do behind the scenes at home, before games, after games, on off days. Can you talk a little bit about that? Getting your body ready from the end of one game to play the next game. I mean, I've seen it, but you talk about it.
Yeah, the wellness starts right after you stop playing. The minute you come off the court, you're iced. You got to do progressions where right after the game, you shower. Obviously, you got to get massages. You got to get some type of wellness on your legs just because you're running so much. People don't know that you have to lift weights. When we was in Boston, we lift every other day. We had a strenuous strength program. Shout out to B-Do. Brian Dew, who was our strength coach up there, never let us get a day off. And if you didn't lift weights, then we find you as a players. Players find you. Because it's important for you to come in here and be strong. We need everybody to be as strong as they can be. So you have to lift. And then actually, you practice. But after practice, you have to put time into your own personal game.
Right. So much goes into it. It's amazing. The Celtics shooting their first free throw of the night.
One shot.
And Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, Jordan.
Timmy,
yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is an inner animal that you never speak about. We're all a little off. We're all a little dark. But that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. When someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal, no one's ever done it, that's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Kobe that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. And if Phil wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
He did Will Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah.
And Brown is just an exceptional player. Really love whenever he shows off his athletic ability.
First trip to the line for him here.
Gentlemen, two shots. Loose shots.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. and Brown drops them both. Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I can tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I could tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, we was just, around each other, understanding each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
To bond a little bit.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be, and he's letting us play with passion, and our practices are over the top aggressive, and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here, to the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting our IQs. Now we start putting a couple of things on defense. Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you're on the waves of something special. Right. And that's how that felt.
He's off on the first. And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man, you see me?
How do you like it?
You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm going to guard, and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. It's not just you go on there and you have a bunch of fun. We actually get some things done, but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. And Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
You know what? Being in Minnesota at that time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Teron Lue, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who had been through the trade process and talking to me, getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my family.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. Good on the three-point shot. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Timmy's very crafty, man. Our battles used to be just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. The time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well, was very long, had a lot of counters, very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, he was one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
And he's good on the three ball. Snell's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Rozier. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. The screen from Brown. There's a good screen. Tatum kicks to Horford. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break to the wing right side. Passes to Snell. The dish now to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Henson. 5 to shoot. And Baines pulls it down.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. You know, I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, you know, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor. You know, coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, understand that it's a game of runs, know that it's a game of momentum, and have plays for those momentums and those times, or coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood that
like Doc was kind of in between, wasn't he? Little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was on fire. I'm sorry. There was nothing calming about Doc.
I'm trying to cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc would rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You needed to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot, 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. And no play, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance, and, knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, that's important.
Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You were a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a breath? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Would you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? Or how would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked them to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise of knowing my body. I'm very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest and it's me, I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. But, I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I used to call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
Kevin, when you entered the draft, no player had made the jump from high school to the NBA in 20 years. And what were your emotions when your name was called number 5 overall?
Oh, man, I remember that. It was
17 years old?
17, just turning 18 at the time. I was in like a whirlwind, to be honest. A lot of people don't know it's a lot of stuff that goes up into the draft. Things that I wasn't aware of. You're training twice a day. You're trying to get ready for the combine. You're trying to get ready for pre-draft. You got to do workouts. This is all new to me, on top of still going to high school, trying to, graduate and stuff. So I figured it out. I hustled and I bustled and I juggled a bunch of different things. But once your name is called, it's almost like the culmination. It all comes together. It's a special moment for just you and your family and your loved ones and ones around you. And when my name was called, it felt like the world had stopped and everything was going very slow.
I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Eric Bledsoe. On defense, Boston. It's a 5-point game. It's stolen by Morris. Up and in on the layup. Morris has got his first basket of the night. Kevin, when you played, we all know how intense you were, how much you cared. That, to me, was the thing that you cared so much about the product, about your team, about the game. But some people have said that maybe there was a streak of you that was mean is maybe not the right word, but you were overly aggressive. But I don't know how you could have played any differently than that.
I call it dialed in.
What?
I like to think that if you're trying to accomplish something, then, I only know one way to accomplish something. You go at it with everything you have.
Yes.
You go to dominate it and take it over. You don't go at something lightly.
Can't walk through the park with this game,
not at all. Not at all. And this game is full of talented elites. Night in, night out, you're playing someone that can typically go for 50 easy.
So true.
Well, you got to credit his work ethic. Tyler Zeller has improved dramatically year after year. I mean, he's now very capable of starting center in this league.
Round kicks to Terry. Parker dishes to Zeller. Back to Parker. Inside. And the rejection by Monroe.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against? Down low, let's pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me. But shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this.
Oh!
Nice.
I didn't see that pass coming. Zeller setting the table with precision. I mean, it's good work by the big fella.
And KG, talk about how the greats can just impose their will.
It's almost like another level.
Yeah.
When you see LeBron, what he did to Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Kobe go for 81, when you see Chauncey come down on a one, these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. And nothing speeding them up. Special players, bro. I get a front row seat of seeing that. Ray Allen, the same thing. He had a great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
Screen by Monroe. To the left side wing. Seven-foot shot, and it's blocked. Parker outside. Pass to Muhammad. Screen by Parker. A minute 20 left here in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Takes the three. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Morris outside. Allen for three. Hands it from downtown. Allen's got 5.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
And I love it, Greg. Both sides inflicting damage from the perimeter. We'll see how the defense is adjusting.
Round the pass to Parker. Terry outside. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Now here's Muhammad. He's guarded closely. Yep, that one goes in there. Muhammad's got his second basket of the game.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
There's 18 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Morris with a screen on Brown. Allen kicks to Morris. Monroe against Zeller. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, easy call.
The Celtics shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And so Monroe nails both of them. It's Terry outside. It's been all about Eric Bledsoe for the Milwaukee Bucks. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track beat.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you allow them to speed up the tempo, there's a good chance you're going to fall behind.
Celtics trail by 6. And Kevin, welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, you know 2K is always live, man. I'm a super fan. This game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. On out there with Jabari Parker. And there's Terry. Then there's Muhammad. And it's Zeller in at the 5 spot. Kevin, some of the relatively new rules protecting players, the breakaway, the flagrant 1, the flagrant 2. Are you in favor of all this stuff?
I'm in favor for players' health. You know, anything that is going to be detrimental to a player's health, I feel like, you know, the player's health is the first and only obligation. That's all I've ever worried about. You know, foul play, you know, I think every player should always understand it's a way to foul. It's a way to be able to, you know, send a message. But in the heat of the moment, I get it. You know, things happen. But just I hope that all players out there will continue to, you know, to care about and respect the game.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. And those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Rozier, he's checked in for Boston. And Parker drops them both. Here's Rozier, looking for his first basket still in this one. Kevin, you were a mainstay All-Star Week. You've seen everything there. If it were up to you, would you make any changes in All-Star Week in the events and the way everything is kind of carried out? You've went to so many.
I have. And you know what? Each city gives you a true essence of its own identity. I would like to see each city get a chance to host, regardless of if it's big enough or not. I think that each city has the ability to host. I think each city...
if you're with the family, then you should be able to host in the family, right?
Well, not only that, but just think about what All-Star is, man. It's an event. It's a family event. And each city wants to be able to show you their best thing about their city.
Count that one from Ojale.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Parker outside. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. Brown is checked in for Boston. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Free throw no good for Parker.
Well, after getting to the stripe in the first quarter, he's definitely been more assertive driving inside.
Brown wide open. He fires. And the Celtics hit again from deep. And Kevin, you've recently gotten a chance to do more TV. Your show Area 21 has been tremendous, and the critics love it. Talk about this chapter of your career.
Well, it was something that I wasn't planning on, but, Turner brought me a great concept, and it fit the mold of what any man cave is, and that's really what it is. But the fact that we can go in, watch games on multiple channels, see multiple games, articulate it, give it from a perspective of a player, coming fresh out of this generation of players, giving understanding to this generation of players is very important because these players now are very different. Teaching these young players, still being mentors of these players, very important. And still loving this game. It's still a beautiful game. Man, the game is growing. I'm watching these kids do all types of different stuff, man. The creativity in our game now is so heightened. So yeah, I'm having a bunch of fun, which is one thing I never forgot. The piece of advice you've always told me, man. So you continue to enjoy what you do, and it'll show. And I'm hoping that I'm making you proud of that, Kay. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, man.
You're an incredible ambassador to all of those things. The game, the fun of life. Right. You capture a lot of the fun of life.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm enjoying it. So hopefully it shows.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. Back to Antetokounmpo. Just 4 to shoot. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber, Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Yeah. First one falls for him. Kevin, over the years, we've seen a number of super teams develop, and in the Warriors' case, it's not the big 3, it's the big 4. Is this a trend you see continuing? You did it in Boston.
Man, look,
you were the original big 3.
It seems like it, eh? You know, right.
You were the original big 3.
You know what? It's like an innovative type of thing, right? I didn't even know that we were doing that. Right, because LeBron come back and do what? LeBron goes to
Miami. He's the big 3 right down there. Yeah.
And then what? Then it just starts morphing into these different things, right?
KD to Golden State.
Right. Yeah. Oh, man.
What do you think of that?
I think this is pretty much the norm. You know what? Listen, I think KD took a lot of heat for it, but when you really think about what he's doing, is that, I say 20 years from now, when he sits back, he wants to talk to Steph, he wants to talk to Draymond, he's talking to Clay. These are all going to be 3 greats with him. I'm just talking about those 3 guys there. He's playing with 3 other greats. I'm sorry. If you had a chance to play with 3 other greats in the prime, Kev, you're going to do that. And if you don't, then something's wrong with you.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. And Kevin, you look at the star players joining up today. At the end of the day, it's about winning.
The game is about winning. More importantly, it's about these bonds that you're able to establish. Those guys are going to be brothers forever. Now, I get the whole OKC, him leaving, right? But this is morphing into something else, and I think that this is going to be part of the norm.
Championships.
It is, man, and that's what you're in this for. You go to build these things. I don't know if I would have done it like that, but I understand it. I get it. He's playing with 3 other greats that's making the game more efficient for him, and it's working. But, yes, I see this being the norm in the league.
A post-All-Star break look now at how the breakdown between three-pointers and other shots have been for Boston.
And they have been feasting from long range, shooting with volume and accuracy. It's been a good recipe for them offensively, and boy, it puts a lot of pressure on opposing defenses to try and cover all that space.
Celtics trail by 10. Kevin, we know how hard the players work, the elite players work the hardest. We know the coaches work so hard. Everyone in that coaching staff, everyone wants the game called right. Is an added referee something that would help the game in any way, do you think?
More eyes on it.
We got 3 right now.
Listen, that's a lot,
That
man.
is a lot.
And we're yelling at those 3. Listen, more eyes on the prize, if you will, so be it. It's just about how the game is. You want referees to be consistent. You want referees to also let the guys play a little bit. You know, that's just my preference. I'm not a league official, nor do I know flow and momentum. I'm just talking from a fan perspective and watching it.
Yes.
But, you know, as a player, find things to complain about because that's what a player does when it comes to advantage versus disadvantage. But 4th ref, I don't think it would hurt. To me, it would be about how they were calling it.
Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done, any player that you wish you would have played with, any regret in that form? that lingers with you in retirement?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, when you sit back and think about it, I would love to play with Kobe for a year or, got to, team, at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance to. Wasn't there like a rumor at one time?
Yeah, it was.
Going to the Lakers?
My connection with Paul was just the opportunity when I waited. Yeah. And it's what it was. But, Kobe,
and you wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for anything?
No, I wouldn't have, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, Ray, my connection with Doe and then Doc and all that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, it probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA or whatever. So that would have been super fun. But it's all good. Shout to Mamba, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, dog. I'm not even going to front. I enjoy having my popcorn, my little ritual, my boys, and we sit back and we watch the game. I'm loving the game.
Yeah. Celtics trail by 10, and KG 2 decades later, you still look the same. You don't age. You do not. You do not age.
Man, listen, I wish I could use the Beyonce. I woke up like this, but actually I woke up like this and worked out some more, and then worked out a little more to look like this.
You look terrific.
You look great too, man. What's the secrets, man?
I'm following you, watching your advice.
Yeah, right. You've been doing this way, man. Ken, what year is this for you? Seriously.
Broadcasting the NBA. 20 years and then 12 years with 2K.
And you're a beast, man. You know what I love about 2K, man? They bring the best in for the best.
You
understand, my dude? Straight up.
That's why we've got
down.
you. But, Kevin, you play this game a lot, don't you? Man, especially when you were younger.
Man, listen, man, 2K is it, bro. Hey, there's no other games out here. This is what it is. If you playing basketball, if you online, nobody's playing nothing else. This is it.
Yeah.
2K is the cream of the crop. It's the gang. They know what it is. It's lit. They know what it is. Seriously, they ain't got to do this. They know.
And that one misses. Well, the fans out there watching this, Kev, can you talk about why it's so incredibly difficult to win an NBA title, to become a champion? Why is it such a tough process?
Well, just imagine having a goal and you're not pursuing the goal by yourself. Just say you and somebody else.
Relying on somebody else.
Relying on somebody else, okay? So let's just say you and someone are doing something, walking up a hill. Y'all getting ready to go walk up a hill. Well, the speed at which you want to walk at might be different from the other person. And what you realize about when you're trying to reach any goal is that you have to be connected. You have to be understanding of, we're going to walk up here together like at this speed, like this, or we're going fast, we're going slow. It has to be a great level of communication and understanding. At the same time, you have to have the same work ethic, because you have to understand you're together. And you don't get to go at this level and leave someone behind. You have to actually, you got to pull them, you got to keep up, whatever it is. All this goes into trying to win.
It sure does. That's right. Henson with the screen. They set the screen. 5 on the clock. Here's Snell. Offensive rebound. Henson dishes to Antetokounmpo. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every challenge?
I enjoyed every competitor, because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses, and each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Wallace was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone.
Great names.
Looking now at the numbers for Middleton. Since the break, he's been simply stellar. He's putting up about 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
Yeah, impossible to check right now. When he's on a roll like this, not much you can do to stop him.
Picked by Horford. Brown the pass to Horford. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Jaylen Brown is out of UC Berkeley. He has sought out the mentorship of greats like Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas, the first Isaiah Thomas. How key is that for young players, you think, Kevin, to tap into your knowledge? You talk to an Isaiah Thomas or a Shaq.
It's important, man. The OGs have the knowledge. You know, we like to call the YGs, this younger generation. And what you get from an OG is that he's going to give you stuff that intangibles, things parents, relatives, family can't give you, things that go in the locker rooms, things that, you know, that helps you prepare. When you get knowledge like this, you have to apply it. You have to use it to the best of your ability. More importantly, you have to see how it fits you. You know, you'll get some advice from a great, and at some point, you have to see how it relates to you and your life. And then, and we like to say in our league, the way you give back, or the way you pay an OG back is that when you become an OG and you see a YG, you give them those same jewels that some OG gave you at one point.
Kevin, coming out of high school, you were relatively mature for your age, as 17 turning 18, but do you ever regret not trying college and just seeing what that experience would have been like? I mean, it's such a long time ago, but you've had some chance probably to get some perspective on both sides of that story.
You know what, Kev, I look at it like the unknown is the unknown. Obviously, I've had friends that went to college. Some of my best friends went to college, and I think I've kind of lived it through them a little bit. Listen, when you have responsibility early in life,
which you did,
which I did,
yes,
and you know, so from a mature level, things that interest me are not that interesting as you get older. Especially when you have to deal with a vigorous schedule of an NBA schedule. I wasn't able to, you know, be the 17, 18-year-old to chill, have, you know, lean on the parents a little bit, be able to be at home, you know, coming home through the weekends. No, I had a real life that I was responsible for, and I was growing something. I was building something. You know, I was trying to not just be a young player in our league, but a young businessman wanting to establish something for myself, my friends, my family. You can't do those things thinking like a normal 17, 18-year-old. You're taking pieces from grown men around you all the time. You're around people who need something all the time. At some point, you have to put all this together, and you have to make it work for you, and you have to put your spin on it for how it works for you and your brand. And you have to be innovative with that. You have to be creative with that. You have to have a vision.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. Both good from the line that time.
Yeah, Tatum plays with a lot of confidence. He feels like he can take on anyone and already proving to be a great leader at his age.
Bledsoe kicks to Antetokounmpo to the paint. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
And Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, you know, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
You know, those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, you know, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You know, you open up yourself to try to, you know, be there and be present with the guys. Yes. Open up, you know, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you're very cordial. And, you know, you're not talking too much about X's and O's, but you do share perspectives. You do share, you know, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had a chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil's is super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, you know, shout to Doc. And, you know, I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us, never get bored with the process.
Wow, that's so intriguing. Interesting to hear. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. Kevin, with intentional fouling, with poor free throw shooters being sent to the line currently, the hack of Drummond, hack of Shaq, I mean, all this stuff, hack of DeAndre Jordan. Yeah. What are your thoughts on all that?
You know what? I like it. You know what it's going to do? It's
part of the strategy?
It's going to put the strategy, and this is part of it. And you know what you got to do? It's going to make all those guys you just named work on their free throw. Mm-hmm. Because if any advantage that you have in the game, coaches are going to expose it. Coaches are going to expose all weak points as they should, as any sport, and as any great is going to expose any weaknesses in defenses. He's going to look to expose those things. So this is one of the things that dictates the game, and these guys are going to have to be better. It's going to push them. It's going to make them better players.
Now here's Tatum, defended by Middleton. Here's Rozier. That one, no good. Now the Bucks take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Last time they met was in Milwaukee.
And they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Tatum passes to Rozier. Horford against Henson. Picked by Horford. Here's Tatum. The rebound by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got 7 rebounds in the game.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Bledsoe dishes to Henson. Stripped away. Great to have you with us, KG, and Lightning Experience. Come back and join us sometime, okay?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it anytime.
You were terrific. You were terrific. You were great.
K-Hall, you always made me look good, man, since 95, man. We've been doing this a long time, my dude.
Great to see you.
Thank you, dog.
I'll tell you, Greg, there may not have been a more passionate player in this league than Kevin Garnett. What a treat to have him join us, huh?
Yeah, the energy he would bring night in and night out is similar to what he brought here tonight. You can hear it in his voice. Just he still has that excitement and passion for the game.
Boston making a switch here. Morris is checked in. Parker's checked in for Milwaukee. Picked by Horford. Here's Tatum. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here.
It's clear this just isn't his night. I mean, if they're going to keep him on the floor, I think his best role would be to be a decoy.
In the corner, Middleton with it. Parker against Horford. Lets it go from 11. It's good on the putback. And the Bucks lead by 10.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Rozier kicks to Tatum. Horford with it. And there's the pass to Nader. Fires the 3. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Milwaukee going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, you guys were able to get the lead. What was the key to getting all those open shots?
It was just getting stops, getting rebound, getting out and pushing, finding lanes, finding open guys.
And you made the most of it, Chris. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He ended up with 17 points, 2 assists, and 8 rebounds. He struggled in their last game, but he's not having any problems tonight. Really good first half for him. He was right on the mark. Shaq, let's get your take on Milwaukee.
What stood out to me more than anything else was how hard they got after it on the offensive glass. They were keeping possessions alive and converting those rebounds into points. Take away those extra points, they're not in this position, Ernie.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
Well, obviously, they didn't show up on the glass at all. They were getting outworked, out-hustled, and outplayed. And their competition showed just the opposite. They wanted it more. You can't give up a ton of extra possessions in a game like this and expect to win.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Antetokounmpo in this game has been everywhere.
And through the first two periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, when you're trying to check a guy like that, you have to move your feet laterally, defensively. That didn't happen.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. Well, we don't always get what we want, Chris, but if you were in charge of the dunk contest, which 4 players would you personally pick to make up the field?
Man, it's so tough. Wow. I think I definitely want to go with Levine. He's, the ex-dunk champ.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, Westbrook, I think Paul George would be great in there. Of course, LeBron, Griffin. I don't know. Davis. There's so many high flyers. I just think it's so tough because sometimes the smaller guys have the advantage. Big guys feel like they can't do it because they won't be as exciting. Even our worst dunk contest, I've fallen in love with because you get to see some incredible things. But, I'd start with them, but so many other players you can pick.
Mm-hmm. Rozier's out there with Brown. Then there's Horford. Then it's Tatum, and it's Baines in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
And that's the part of Horford's game that doesn't garner much attention. Great at setting screens to spring open his teammates.
And Henson kicks to Antetokounmpo. And they double up Antetokounmpo. They get it back. Snell. And it's blocked by Brown. Passes it to Rozier. Picked by Horford. Here's the floater. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Hits the three-point bomb. Middleton's got 6 points. Celtics trail by 11. Rozier kicks to Brown. Picked by Horford. Doubled by Henson. Nice ball movement by Boston. Just 5 to shoot. Over in the corner, Brown. No good from outside. Looking at the last game for Milwaukee, it was a loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
They would look like they had to figure it out to take a couple bad shots and be right back to where they started.
Now here's Tatum. Defense is right there. In the corner, Horford with it. Boston again missing. Bucks leading by 11. Outside, Antetokounmpo. There's a screen. Snell, the pass to Middleton. Another miss by Middleton.
Well, that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there, but they can't keep doing that.
Rozier kicks to Horford. Shoots over Henson. Horford, good. Horford's got it back down to within single digits for Boston.
Well, the reason Horford is scoring the ball at a consistent clip, it's because of his shot selection. Efficient. He's so good at taking his time and letting the game come to him naturally.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Bucks lead by 11.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Now a timeout called by Boston. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Monroe comes in for Aaron Baines, and it's Ojale in for Al Horford. The Bucks also changing it up. Zeller, he's checked in for John Henson. Muhammad comes in for Chris Middleton, and it's Terry in for Tony Snell.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Yeah, the Celtics have stars with Hayward and Kyrie Irving, but their strength is their depth. Not a lot of fat on this roster. They're all capable.
Monroe with a screen on Terry. Brown kicks to Monroe, and it's slammed in by Monroe.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his pass.
Dishes it to Muhammad. Back to Antetokounmpo. Ball stolen. Here's Ojale. Antetokounmpo defending. The shot by Ojale, no good. And the Celtics collecting assets, but there's only so many roster spots.
Well, Coach Stevens said he wouldn't employ traditional roles with this team. It really breaks it down to ball handling.
Now here's Muhammad. T right on him. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. It's his first trip to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And Chris, it's a players' league, and yet the officials, of course, have an impact on games. I'm thinking of a certain Game 6 back in 2002. In your opinion, how does the league ensure greater consistency with the officiating of games?
Well, I promised myself, Kevin, thanks for bringing up 2002, that I would never think about that aloud. You know, I'm going to have to go lay on somebody's couch after we do this game right here. But I think the league just has to be transparent. They have to let fans know when the ref has messed up. We're all human, so I think it comes into play when you aren't transparent, when you aren't honest with your fans, because we have the smartest fans of any sport, I believe. And so I think transparency is good, but human error is always going to be in there as long as it doesn't go back to the type of human error we saw in 2002.
But, Chris, I do sense that is a goal of theirs, and bit by bit they're getting toward that goal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I believe that our league has done some great jobs when it comes to advancing referees and how the game is officiated. When you look at, not only do we have the referee center back in New York, where the referees now can go and get help, and the game is faster. And also, we have 3 refs on the floor, and so and we have the best conditioned refs. And so I think the game is just going to be better because we have passionate refs, we have passionate officials, and passionate players, and we're going to work together to make sure that this game is the best for every fan to be presented to, and also that every player has a chance to win a championship and don't have their heart broken.
That one is no good.
And when I watch Eric Bledsoe, I really feel like he's at his best when he's kind of prodding a defense. So hard to keep away from the rim. When he attacks, it just opens everything else up in his offensive game.
Did anybody see any defensive presence on that play? I mean, he's not going to blow that layup. It was wide open.
Zeller setting the pick for Antetokounmpo. It's Terry outside, knocks down the 3 ball. Terry's got the lead up to 13 now for the Bucks.
Oh, simple screen, but there was a defensive mix-up that left the man wide open.
Brown dishes to Monroe. Brown down low. Terry covering. The shot, no good.
Yeah, good interior D there, prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
Kicks it to Zeller. Rebounded by the Celtics. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
But I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort. No doubt that was a defensive mistake. You got to have a guy on him at all times.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Off target at the rim.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Brown the pass to Rozier. Inside, here's Monroe. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target.
Their stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to him.
Pick by Zeller. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Zeller setting the pick for Antetokounmpo. Outside for Bledsoe. Here's Rozier. 5 points in the game. Six on the shot clock. Lets it go from deep. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Shots good by Bledsoe.
The point forward skills of Giannis, another aspect of his great versatility, which is so maddening to try and defend.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And we watch Giannis out there. He just looked unstoppable, Greg, at times. The way he's able to attack the rim, the blend of size, speed, and length is just unparalleled in the NBA.
And it's the movement that throws you off with Giannis. One step, and he's gone from the 3 line to the rim. There isn't any way to stop someone that skilled who's that big.
Both teams will make substitutions. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for Milwaukee.
Well, that is what it looks like when you are in the zone. He's been very efficient with his scoring and is leading the way for his team on offense. With every make, you can see the confidence growing, and I don't think he'll slow down anytime soon.
Here's Rozier. Terry covering. Rozier kicks to Monroe. Pass to Rozier. 6 to shoot. From outside the arc. Milwaukee with the rebound. Antetokounmpo's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Terry outside. A second chance effort, and Zeller with the lay-in.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
In the corner, it's Morris. Nice ball movement by Boston. Nader the pass to Rozier. Feeds it to Morris. They set the screen. Here's Nader. And the shot goes in. Nader's got his first 2 points.
That's what every team needs. Guys getting after it on the offensive board.
Now here's Terry. 6 points for him. Zeller, a screen on Morris. Here's Antetokounmpo. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Here's Rozier. Terry covering. Rozier kicks to Morris. He feeds it to Monroe. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. And a chance here now to take a look at the teams that are tops in the league in scoring points off turnovers. The Bucks second.
They're so aware defensively. I mean, an opportunistic group in terms of forcing miscues and getting out in transition. And boy, do they do a great job of taking advantage.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for Boston. Antetokounmpo against Morris. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Offline with his three. Celtics trail by 14. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And taken away by Brown. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, I mean, the ball handling and body control for a guy that's Giannis's height, it's really impressive.
Screen by Monroe. Rozier the pass to Monroe. Ball's knocked loose. Parker with the steal. Brown inside. Brown on him. Here's Parker. Tries again, and it's Brown getting it to go. And the Bucks lead by 18.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
Here's Rozier, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Jason Terry.
And you look at the Bucks and this roster, and the one constant at every position, length. I mean, great height and wingspan. Giannis and Maker, just to name a few.
And when so much of the NBA is trying to capitalize, Greg, on small ball, the Bucks said they're going to go for tall ball if they can make it work.
And what the length and height gives the Bucks is a few things. One, you get matchup advantages at least at a few positions on the floor. Great coverage in the passing lanes. And remember now, the half court is much bigger because of the impact of the three-point shot. You need size, skill, and activity to be able to guard that far from the basket.
That's good from Rozier.
The fearlessness by Rozier, that's what helps him earn the trip to the stripe.
Some changes for Boston. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Monroe. And it's Horford in for Ogilvy. And then for Milwaukee, John Henson's checked in for Zeller. And Middleton subbed in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Milwaukee leading by 17. Middleton dishes to Parker. And Greg, when Jabari Parker is healthy, he has shown that he can be a go-to scorer in this league.
Parker reminds me a bit of how Carmelo Anthony looked at the same age. His ability to just blow by defenders is going to always be something he can lean on. Just fantastic with how efficient he is at this age.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. And the second free throw, good. 1:22 left here in the third quarter. Rozier kicks to Morris. The screen from Brown. To the inside, stolen by Henson. Now Terry. He has 6. The feed now to Parker. And there's Terry. Clock at 6. For 3, Middleton. And Baines pulls it down. 41 seconds left in the third. They set the pick. Pick by Horford. And Baines kicks to Brown. And the wide open shot from Morris. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 4th assist in this one. Brown outside. Morris against Middleton. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Middleton's got 5 points in the quarter.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
And the basket by Horford.
And when he gets it in close, Al Horford is one of the best, one of the premier finishers in this league.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Piece by piece, chip away. See if you can't, next time we get together, have it down a few.
Brad Stevens reminding his guys you still have time to get where you want to be. Just take it one possession at a time.
Well, he wants them to relax. There are going to be ups and downs over the course of a game. Just breathe and play.
And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Middleton and Parker holding down those forward spots. Terry is out there with Tony Snell. And it's Henson in at the 5. And the NBA game is evolving, Chris. You know that. And if you were starting back at square one, say, and trying to develop your skills to prepare yourself for a pro career, is there anything you do differently to prepare yourself for how the game is being played now?
That's a great question. I remember playing in Washington, and I shot over like 35% from the three-point line, and I remember in the paper they were saying, we don't need big fellas to do that. So I got right back in the post, and so the game has changed so much. And so I would really say that I would balance the work that I did in the post with outside of the post. I would just make sure that I would continue to stretch the floor as far as three-pointers, to give guys room to drive. And I would have definitely continued to work on my ball handling, maybe where Picker could have screened for me, and then I could have been the initiator, since in most times I was kind of that point forward. But for the most part, no, I would have tried to put the same effort in, but definitely with different skill sets. You get to play differently now. When we think about it, I don't think Larry Bird got to shoot 2 3-pointers a game. Imagine if he would have got to just let 7 go. I don't know what we would ask him, except would you have to ice your wrist after games a little bit more, because you would be able to shoot more. So I think the freedom would have been fun, but I don't think I would have had to prepare any differently.
Bledsoe with it. Shot from free throw range. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
In the corner, Horford with it. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And that's what Horford can open things up for the whole team offensively. That's where he can. Off the catch and shoot, bottoms up.
Parker passes to Henson. Back to Parker. To the middle. Middleton dishes to Henson. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. For 3, Bledsoe. That doesn't go either for Bledsoe.
He isn't getting it to fall from outside during this half after recording a 3 during the first.
And Baines kicks to Rozier. Horford with the screen on Bledsoe. Rozier the pass to Baines. There's the dish to Horford. And again, Boston with the triple.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, they've been tremendous from beyond the arc. It's a shift from what they did in the first 2 quarters, though.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
Morris kicks to Baines. Down low. It's tipped. Stolen by Bledsoe. Parker outside. And Bledsoe now top of the key. Henson with the screen. Bledsoe dishes to Snell. He kicks to Parker. Back to Snell. Poked away. 5 on the clock. And here's Morris for 3. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 6 assists now in the game.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Bledsoe outside. Here's Parker, and finished off by Parker.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in, build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well.
And Morris does a great job keeping his head up, finding his teammate for quality shots.
Bledsoe passes to Parker. Middleton, a screen on Horford. Back to Bledsoe. Three-pointer. It's good from long range. Bledsoe's got 21.
Don't forget, he had a 3 in the first half. He can really hurt you from out there.
Here's Rozier, guarded by Bledsoe. And Baines kicks to Horford. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Snell from outside. Rebound, Boston.
Now, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
13 feet away. And it's Brown missing.
Off target with what's what? A pretty good look from mid-range.
Here's Snell. He's covered by Brown. Bledsoe kicks to Snell. Screened by Parker. He dishes it to Henson. And it's sent back by Horford.
Wow, the rim protection by Horford. I mean, Al Horford standing 6'10", always played bigger.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Well, and the Celtics bringing in Brad Stevens as head coach in 2013. That same summer, they made their blockbuster trade with the Nets. 2 home run moves for their franchise.
Tatum, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Both shots good from the stripe. And the Celtics signed Brad Stevens to a 6-year contract to lure him away from Butler in college basketball. Chris, they were very confident he'd be a great coach.
Well, they might want to pull out their pen and have him sign another 6-year deal real quick because he's already established himself as one of the league's top coaches.
They get the rebound. Horford off on the layup.
Some tough D in the paint, getting between him and the bucket and stopping the easy deuce.
Here's Middleton. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Here's Bledsoe. And Henson kicks to Bledsoe. Henson sets a screen for Bledsoe. Just 5 on the clock. Parker dishes to Middleton. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. Snell, that's good.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Well, the game looks like it's starting to wear on them. Unable to get out, defend the perimeter, unfocused. This is a bad sign.
And Antetokounmpo's checked in for the Bucks. Here's Rozier. Pass to Horford. Battle battles through traffic and lays it in. Horford's got 16 here in the second half.
Well, he's doing his best to get them back into this game. He's been money from the field.
Antetokounmpo against Horford. And Middleton the bucket on the assist from Antetokounmpo. Middleton's got 4 points in the quarter.
He's been blazing hot to begin this half after looking utterly lost during the first. Nice turnaround.
Picked by Horford. It's Brown on the wing. Antetokounmpo defending. Snatched up. Horford. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Here's Snell. He's covered by Brown. Snell kicks to Middleton. Down low. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Henson, a screen on Brown. Snell, the pass to Henson. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Rozier, guarded by Bledsoe. And finished off by Horford.
Oh, don't get in his way. Horford not to be denied when he gets in that close.
Bucks leading by 15. Henson, a screen on Horford. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
You're right. They are precise in how they ran that play. Exceptional timing. That's all good stuff.
Stolen by Henson. Bledsoe left side. In the corner, Snell with it. Middleton outside. The pass to Bledsoe. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. That one on Horford.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Okay, he's definitely trying to take it to the D in the second half, trying to get to that line.
And Eric Bledsoe drops them both.
Well, the one thing you notice about the Celtics, they look for players with a chip on their shoulder. They want players with that inner fire, that love competition.
Rozier kicks to Horford. Out to the right wing. Tatum wide open. He fires one. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. 8 points for Jason Tatum.
And Horford really shows off his nice passing with that dime. For a big man, he sees the floor very well.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Henson with the screen. And they double up Antetokounmpo. Henson in the post. Baines is there. Clock at 6. Here's Snell. No good there. Some solid defense from Brown. Here's Rozier, guarded by Bledsoe. There's the pick. Tatum kicks to Baines. Pass to Horford from 10 feet out, and Henson sends it back. Now here's Bledsoe. Middleton dishes to Henson. Middleton right side. Back to Henson. 3-pointers. Snell. Horford with the rebound.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Rozier kicks to Baines. Got it from 16 feet.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Well, come on, he's fluid from that medium range. He gets everything working together.
Bledsoe passes to Middleton. Bledsoe outside. In the corner, Snell with it. The three connects from three-point range. Snell's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for the Bucks. Celtics trail by 17. Here's Rozier. Horford with a screen on Bledsoe. Here's Rozier. Excellent D there from Bledsoe. Milwaukee has gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 5 assists tonight. Here's Rozier, guarded by Bledsoe. Horford with a screen on Bledsoe. And the basket by Rozier.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Antetokounmpo against Horford. Middleton outside. Bledsoe outside. Dishes to Antetokounmpo. Looking for Henson. He gets it there. And the shot is good. And the Bucks lead by 20.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. And this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Milwaukee.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
The energy he played with tonight was amazing, and it paid off the most on the glass where he dominated the rebounding stats.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And one thing you notice with Giannis is just how much better this team is with him on the floor. What he brings on offense and defense is as huge as any player in our league.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Zeller, he's checked in for Henson. Brown comes in for Chris Middleton. Muhammad, he's checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Terry in for Eric Bledsoe. And Greg, with Giannis, the team is so much more dangerous with him on the floor offensively, and the numbers back it up.
Yeah, Giannis, one of the few difference makers who can impact the game on both ends. Causes a ton of turnovers with his D, but also can facilitate or carry a team with his offense.
Kicks it to Muhammad. The screen from Brown. There's the pick. Pass to Zeller. Antetokounmpo dishes to Brown. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
Here's Nader. Feeds it to Monroe. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Oh, that's the goal every trip. Get the good look from close range.
His second person, at the line, Celtics. Greg Monroe. At the line, 1 shot.
Shooting 1.
That one misses for Monroe. Terry outside. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, you guys really got after it tonight. Is this the kind of mentality you want to impose on the other team?
Just as long as I stay aggressive, don't rush the game, don't get outside of my game, but continue to play hard.
Well, you got your teammates looking for you tonight, Jabari. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time